Hey, what's going on, dudes and dudettes? And I am finally back with a really cool build from the good folks from Kotobukiya. That's right, I'm taking a break from Bandai to focus on another unique, special, and probably near and dear to my heart mech designs of all time. Despite its unusual, questionable cockpit, that's none other than the 144 scale orbital frame Jehuty from the popular mech franchise Zone of the Enders. And without further ado, let's get to it. Well, dudes and dudettes, we are at that time of the year where Broketober's just around the corner and we must grasp at whatever money that we have to buy that next big game. But for me, I'm gonna take a step back and focus on the game that I truly love, and that's Zone of the Enders. So, what's in the box? Shockingly, there isn't a lot. In fact, there is no dry transfers, there are no decals, and there's no sticker. Why they do that? I pretty much assume that they didn't have much faith into the franchise to really bring people in to buy the model kit, which I totally understand that from a business perspective, but if you fast forward a year later, they end up adding more accessories and decals to the model kit. I guess there was like a spike of popularity in Japan, but not here in the West, which is unfortunate. As you can see here, there's not a lot of white pieces. There's like a huge assortment of metallic gold pieces for the inner frame, a couple of clear pieces for the shoulders as well as for the eyes to create that effect, an action base which I'm going to be heavily doing some customization for LED wiring, and effect parts for the thrusters. Now the two primary colors that you're going to definitely need is a light metallic blue and metallic orange. Now with the orange, I know I could have went with like a copper texture, but I felt that the orange just works a lot better. And for the first time, I'm actually going to be using Tester paint. Now, particularly Tester paint has an enamel chemical to it, which I'm going to be using to create the nice energy streak lines for Jehuty. Now, probably the most key component of this model kit is going to be the LED unit, and I have to give a huge shout out to Evans Designs for making these specialized kits. Now, they are used for model cars and for aircrafts, but I'm going to be using this system, particularly a nano LED, to power the head, shoulders, and the thrusters and the legs. So we have now finally arrived to the most crucial part of the kit, and that's adding the custom-made panel lining effects for the orbital frame. So to make this magic possible, we're going to be using two key colors. One is a light sky blue, and the other one is an emerald green, and surprise, surprise, lighter fluid. Now, the key purpose for the lighter fluid is to use two factors, thick and thin. We don't want to have the solution too thick because it won't go into the crevices, while if it's too thin, the colors are going to be washed out, so we want to have that nice little sweet spot where it works together. So if you happen to have a fine tip brush, that is going to be extremely crucial to use to make this effect work. Well, dudes and dudettes, we have finally arrived to the end of this video, and I have to personally say that this kit was a lot of fun. Even though it took me 3 weeks to actually fully assemble and paint it, it was totally worth it. So, let's talk about the goods and the bads. First, the bads. So, if you're one of those many people that buy these model kits straight out of the box and you're just going to assemble it the way you want it, I got some news for you. You're going to actually need glue. Now, the instructions don't necessarily say it, but after trying to put pieces together and then re-put them back together, I noticed that I had to whip out the old super glue, and it actually proved to be super effective. At the same time, became really annoying. So that's one bad gripe. Another downside, which is not a big thing, is posability. Now, you can get some static good poses like you would see in the video game, but the way how this kit was designed, and you try your best to try to push like really good dynamic poses, you'll end up breaking the plastic, and that's like a big no-no. So hopefully down the road they'll make a third version of Jehuty where they can fix those problems. So you can pretty much tell that I'm relatively neutral on this model kit. There's a lot of bads, but on the goods, this kit design is phenomenal. You will not see any kind of model kit like this out there, or initially mech designs. And at the same time, being able to add your own custom LED lights is a plus. So, posability, it's good. It's not great, but you'll get some decent poses. Accessory-wise, there are none. You pretty much get the sword and the elbow shield. Is it worth the purchase? Absolutely. And like that, we are done. Special thanks to Evans Designs for making these LED lights available. I can't stress this enough. If you guys want to do your own custom LED designs for mechs, starships, cars, boats, you name it, these guys have what you need. And like that, I will see you guys on the next video. Later.